Welcome to Cross the Line Sports here at Mount Moriah Baptist Church for the East Coast Basketball League, for the Let It Fly Webdogs, and the Charlotte Tribe. Just going to, right now with me, I have the head coach for the Webdogs, Coach Dominic Quiller. Dominic, tough game. You guys fell just short, but having a little time to cool off and process this game. Like, what's your takeaways from this game?
Um, I'll say like as a team, we got carried away with the lead, and I feel like we got comfortable. We got comfortable at the wrong time when we had leads, and we gave too many second chance opportunities on the offensive glass. Offensively, I feel like we had good times, but we were looking like we was playing team ball, and we got away from the game, which caused us to go down. So it's some things that we need to work on and clean up. That it's fixable, but we're still in playoff contention. But it's a lot of things that we do need to work on.
Early in the game, what I saw was Uzziah. I think I'm saying his name right. Uzziah. He was very effective. Anytime he got around the paint with his jump shot or posting up, he's very effective. What did you see from the Tribe? Because it looked like they kind of slowed him down a little bit in the second half. Like, what did you see that they were starting to do to him?
I feel like they started to adjust, and they more blitzing the screens when he would call for ball screens in isolation situations. I felt like they started blitzing and hedging. They're big, so they wanted to get the ball out of his hands and make his teammates have to score. He set the tone early, which made them like kind of strategize around it, and I felt like they did a good job at strategizing on blitzing and making other guys have to make plays.
Did you worry about him at times getting worn down? Because a lot of times when a guy starts off that hot throughout the game, they still may score, but sometimes, the defense can start wearing them down and slow them down. Did you worry about, with him having such a hot start that eventually he may wear down?
I did. I wanted to let him project that to me as a player. As a leading scorer on our team, I would like him to, converse with me on those things because, I asked him, was he good? And throughout the game, he looked like he was good. He played like he was good, and he let me know that he was good. I just felt like the minor adjustments that Tribe made kind of affected the scoring.
The full court press is something else I looked at. You guys would get a lead, and then they will apply some pressure. Then some turnovers would kind of like hurt you guys. What was it about the full court press, and then why would you think outside of those turnovers that you guys would get a lead, and then after that just find a way to just cut down into the lead every time? You could never get like a big time lead, 15 or 20-point lead.
I'd say like when they cranked up their defensive intensity, it kind of disrupted our offensive rhythm and flow. Like we was getting offensive good looks. Once they started pressuring us, I felt like we started forcing things, and it like just messed up our lead to the point where our offense wasn't flowing the same, and we were just coming down playing isolation ball. So we couldn't get that jump because when they played pressure defense, it just caused so many turnovers. Like, we just stand at the same lead, 76 points.
I did like the fact that with just under about 3 minutes left, you guys was somewhere around almost. It was like a trail by double digits, but you guys still found a way to hang into the game. What was the message in those timeouts at that time? Because a lot of times when you get down 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes left, and it looks like the game is almost over, guys can tend to lay down, but you guys still fought all the way to the end. Like, what were you saying in the huddle then?
I had a couple of my players on the sideline telling me to keep coaching it. I had kind of some bad body languages, and as a leader and as a coach, you can't do that. And once I tuned in and like zoned in that like we can come back, it's still time on the clock. You just got to give it your all, you know what I'm saying? And my guys started playing heavy defense. They turned up their intensity, tenacity on defense, and we cut their lead from a game that it could have been over. Like it looked like it was just over with, but our guys didn't lay down. They showed me something in that fourth quarter that you know what I'm saying. Like you never give up. You don't know the outcome of the game, and we cut it down to 3. We could have made a 3 to tie the game up. But they showed me that they didn't give up in that huddle, and we was just saying like, don't give up. Still got minutes on the clock.
Moving forward, just looking at taking away from this game, do you feel like you found a rotation that you feel comfortable with in certain situations, especially like having that trailing late in the game and then find a way to come back? Do you feel like you found a rotation moving forward?
I feel like, yeah, I do. It's just here at times like it really based on what our bids give us out there, and I found a rotation that I like, and I think I'm gonna go with that going into the next game that we play Saturday, and I'm just gonna cut down on a little bit of the seven.
Talk to me a little bit overall about just this season so far. This is you guys' second year in the East Coast Basketball League. So overall, like how have you viewed this team's success compared to last year? Because I know last year you guys were still trying to find your way and figure things out, but going into this year, how do you look at this team in year two?
Tremendous improvement. Like everyone know, last year we only won one game. We was 1-13. It was still a family, but as a team, we won one game. So like this year is like so much improvement, and I'm happy. I know we lost that game, but I'm happy with where our organization is as a whole, because we're now 3-4, and we still have a chance to be in the playoffs. So I'm happy at where we are, but we got a lot of work to do still, because those guys now know that we can win, and they just want to get to the playoffs. So I'm thinking the same way.
I was talking to Coach O for the Tribe earlier, and one of the latest rankings that I had saw, and may be updating soon, was that this was a top 10 matchup. They were number 8, and y'all were number 10. How did it feel to just be in the top 10, and then like the implications of like what that will mean going forward?
Oh, that's great, because last year we was last 17, and there was a smack in the face being there. But there was a big jump of improvement just being in that spot. That showed our guys that we got the capable of just moving down on the ECBL ranking. But I will say Tribe was a good team, and they played like they were ranking. So that was a good matchup for us.
Just speak about the competitiveness of this whole entire league. Like I say, a lot of guys are potential, college ball players or overseas, and they're coming from all over. And and some guys, this may be their first time. Well, I'm not gonna say their first time playing like recreation ball or whatever, or in this league. But just talk about the competitiveness of everybody in this league and what it means overall.
Oh man, the competitive level is like it's very high. Like you have to understand basketball at a high level to compete in this league, and that's why I would like to stay a part of this league, because like each team, it's no weak links. It's not many weak links in this league. Every game you're gonna have to come out and give 100% effort, because each team, they're recruiting the best from their areas, from their region, like some of the best players, and some of these guys are D1 players that went to schools like that, so the competitive level is very high.
When you talk about recruiting guys and bringing them into your team, what was your move going from last offseason moving into this season? Like, what did you see that you knew, like, okay, we need to add this to our team in order to be successful?
Just having an early jump, studying some of the great coaches, John Calipari, some of the great college coaches, that is a big part of your organization. Like, you have to recruit all year round. So I made that very focused at the end of our season, like to go ahead and recruit. And my recruiting philosophy, I just felt like I wanted to get players for each position. So I try to recruit by positions, so guys can play their role, and we do bring them in because we like to have a system. So, if you fit our system, those are the type of players we need.
Absolutely.
Position.
Man, you have coming in here today. I see you had a lot of responsibility. Making sure the facility is running smooth, the scoreboard, the scores table, shot clock. Is it tough being in the position you're in, where you're coaching and overseeing the whole team and just being so hands-on with everything?
Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough, and on the outside looking in, I know these games are very exciting, but it's a lot, getting the game day operations going. It's a lot, but when you have so much passion of seeing something succeed and, helping other guys out with their careers and just seeing them be happy about playing ball, it makes you want to keep going. It's a lot, but it's worth it.
Talk about the chemistry of the team. Like you said, you guys have already improved from last year up to this point. Like you said, being a top 10 team at one point, still in position to make the playoffs and go for a championship. Like, just talk about the overall, like, the temperature of the team, the chemistry overall.
Our chemistry is there. At times, we get off track, but I feel like where we're at now in the season, some of those things need to be cleaned up because, every game matters at this point, and just like our team bond, like those guys get it, like what the job is, what the task is at hand. So it's just like at this point, it's just execute, getting out there and execute, and get out there.
I asked Coach O something similar to this earlier, as far as because he mentioned something about finding the rhythm, because they were at one point in time they had a 5-game winning streak, and just trying to have guys buy into their roles. Are those tough conversations that you've had to have throughout the season, throughout certain points of the season? Having guys buy into their role, and just so that you guys can have the right chemistry.
Yeah, that there is so tough to do, because sometimes you may hurt a guy's confidence by telling them the truth of what it takes to be successful as a team. It's 5 players and it's a team. But yeah, like that's something that's tough, but it's on the player and the coach bond, their relationship to get that down pat before the game even starts. You got to have those type of understandings before the game, and I think our guys are doing a good job at that, so I applaud them for that because it's difficult.
When you guys get back to practicing and all get back together again, talk about the message that you had in the locker room post game, and then what's going to be emphasized at your next practice.
Just finishing the game all the way through. 48 minutes is a long time. Just like you can't take plays off, get comfortable when you have leads, because both teams can go on runs, and that's just something that's going to be our vocal point. Like, play hard, play physical for 48 minutes. 48 minutes.
I know we had a guy, one of your players, close to the end of the game. He had an injury. Not sure how severe it is, but do you have any type of update on how he's doing so far?
Right now, I told me and him said that we was gonna call each other after the game because I wanted to check on him. I think he had a serious knee injury. He may be out a couple weeks, and I'm concerned for him because he's definitely a team player that changed his mindset. And he took a charge late in the game while we was down by 13. So that tells you everything you need to know of our organization and what we require out of our players. And he just sacrificed his body. He sacrificed his body, and man, I feel bad for him. But it just shows like the character that some of these guys have on our team.
Coming down to the stretch of this season, before we get ready to wrap it up, what do you anticipate going forward in the stretch of this season, and what's going to be the key to you guys positioning yourselves to make the playoffs?
No days off. No days off, no plays off. You got to treat every team you play at this point like they're the number one team, because when they get close to playoff time, you don't know who can come out with the win, So you got to compete the entire game. No matter who you play, you got to prep. So we're going to be big on preparing for these games because we got a back-to-back this weekend, so preparation.
My last two things. Overall, we spoke about the competitiveness of the league, and, week in and week out, you have to bring your A game. But just speak about the culture of the entire league and just what makes it so special to be a part of it, and overall, like how it is, even on the road, embracing the staff at each facility. Just talk about the overall culture of the East Coast Basketball League.
The culture is to just like make a community in your hometown, in your area, to bring people together, to watch guys that may not be on the college level or may just want to continue their careers come back and playing, and you got guys that may bring fans with them, and it's all about just bringing the community together. And like I said, the ECBL, it also helps you get contracts overseas. We got a guy that gives out contracts, so it's a lot of opportunity within the league.
Absolutely. Dominic, I appreciate your time. Before you get out here, can you tell everybody how to find your team and support you guys throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at SC Let It Fly Webdogs, on Instagram at SC Let It Fly Webdogs. Our Facebook page is Let It Fly Webdogs. You can find us on Facebook, and our YouTube is the same, SC Let It Fly Webdogs.
All right, so thank you. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this interview. This is the Cross-Line Sports here at the East Coast Basketball League at Mount Moriah Baptist Church in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Till next time, keep chasing your dreams. Thank you for listening.